awesome people. Welcome to Sidechain Production. Cheeky tutorials on Ableton Live electronic music production. On these videos, I hope to dive deep into music production, from simple arrangement to complex audio effects, from progression to turn tracks. We'll all learn from these together. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into the door and get it going.
Hey lovely people, welcome to Sidechain Productions' first video. In this video we're going to make a dope little drum groove and a bit of a bass to dance around that groove, and it's very basic. I'm going to do a basic sidechaining technique and just give you the fundamentals on where I like to start to build my tracks. So this is a perfect opportunity if you're new to Ableton or you know a little bit and you want to go a little bit further with some certain techniques. I am a part of a lot of groups on Facebook and on YouTube, and I thought, there is a space for me to put my own videos out here, and I would like to share my knowledge. I've had thousands and thousands of hours now in Ableton producing for myself, and mainly myself. So we will start by setting the key of the track to a G minor, because I want to do a melodic techno type of track beat. I want to set the BPMs for this to 125 just to get going. I'll press tab to go into the other work page here, and I'll delete. I don't need my audio tracks. Delete those. Because you just highlight the track and then press the delete button on your laptop, and that'll get rid of it. You can't do all of them at the same time. Like, if I tried to do those, it's not going to let me, because you need at least one track at a time in here. So I can get rid of one, but I can't delete the other one. Anyway, let's rename this track. We'll rename this one to Sidechain. And we'll go into my samples here. You should have these samples too if you have a sweet version, or if you've got some, anyone should have some samples on their computer. We want to choose a little rim shot, nice short sharp, set that in here on the first beat, and you click this here where the magnifying glass comes up, and you click it and hold it, you pull down to zoom in and push out to zoom out. Alright, now we've got that done. I'm going to shorten, that's pretty good actually. Right, our kick is going to be 1, 1.2, 1.3, it's going to be on these, okay? So if I highlight this section, including the rim, Control D duplicates that. So I've just sped my workflow up, and highlight all those, duplicate, highlight all those, duplicate, and again. I want to get to 9, which is 2 lots of 8, right? So then it sounds good. Now if you hear, if I press play, I'll turn the master down actually. Press play. We want to set this to sends only. So you're not going to hear it, but the signal of the sound is still going out. That's where our sidechain is. And I want to set my sidechain track white, and I'll assign track color to clips, which will turn all of the clips white. Perfect. Alright, now that we're at this section, I'll loop this, and I'll right click up here where the speaker comes up, and I want to click add locator, and I want to add this to, I want to make one for the very start, and I want to have intro, and I want that to be at the very start. So this is going to be my intro, this is going to be my build. I like to start from the left to right, how I read. So now we've got my sidechain track in order. Let's start with getting a drum rack in here, which is under instruments. I'm going to click out of that, put the drum rack, drag it into this track, into the MIDI track. You can't drag it into an audio track, it has to be a MIDI track. Set my drum rack to green. And straight off the bat, I want to teach you the right way that we load in drums, okay? Because it just makes sense to me. Let's get a drum kick in here. And I don't have the best computer, so bear with me. It's already at -12, but here I want to set that to about -6, I reckon. And if I double clicked here, so hold on, I'll delete that. Double click that section, starts the MIDI notes up. I'll drag it all the way across to 9. Right click it, and I'll hit consolidate, which will now give me all of the grids. And I want that on every beat. Perfect. Right, let's hit play on this. Spacebar. In a bit of phase problems on the lower end, you can hear that. So that's because, see where it's highlighted to? That's where my MIDI note ends. Two ways to do that is to draw that MIDI note completely out, which I don't want to do because I want this sample to be short and sharp. So fade out. I want it fading out after 150 milliseconds. So gets rid of those phasing issues. Perfect. Right. Let's get some hi-hats in there. So we'll get an open hi-hat. Ooh. I like lie. Right. And I want to set this down to -6.5. And I want this to be on every other beat. Perfect. And let's get a closed hi-hat up in here. Let's play and see what. I like that one. It kind of matches. I'll set this one to like a -8 or 8.4, somewhere around about. I want this to be on everyone, like a shaker, right? But I want these notes to be different velocities, so like that. Now we can load it all the way out. Perfect, right? Great. Sounds perfect. Shall I shorten it up? Sounds good. You know, it's rough. This is quick. I don't want to make it too long and drawn out. So, another sound we want is a clap. Nice. Clap down on D1. Take that to like a -8. Perfect. See here, it's like a double clap. You can tell from the wave file. I want this to be on every other beat. But to stop problems when I'm going to be compressing, I want my claps to be off just by a little bit. Now I can grab this, right? Go like this. Save it under. What are we going to name this at? Melodic journey with yo. Yeah. Perfect. Right. I can get the section now. Control D to duplicate it. Right click, consolidate. It's all together. Nah, we know what we need here. There's a couple short, sharp, closed hi-hats. I like that one. Right. Let's get this one on. I'll zoom it. I might just do this section for now. Easier to focus on. I'm going to change this sound to a different sound, and let's go like this and change this velocity and that velocity. Nice. Might choose a percussion noise here. I like the door. Sounds different. On -8. We need to change this one. Put this at -6, I think, because I've already. We hit this little earphone noise up here. Any noise I add in, you'll hear it. Nice. Perfect. I like that group. Catchy, minimal, easy. Easy to work with. Easy to draw a bass line into that, and then you can start working more on the drum line after you've got a few other sounds in there. Claps maybe to enhance the melody. To extra hi-hat there where the bass line slaps. It's all call and response. We need to get the fundamentals down, and I think we've got that so far. Basic. Now I want to show you a little technique here on how we can sidechain our 16th hi-hats, which is 022. And we want to go into our drum rack here, open it up, 022. .4 is our. So if I S there, and it mutes all the other ones, and it brings this one out. So let's go into our audio effects, and we'll grab a compressor, drop it into that. Now it's important we don't put it on that, because this is the whole drum rack. We need to put it in here, which is this one sound. And I want to open the compressor, and I want to hit sidechain, and I want the audio to be from the sidechain track, and you'll see here it's coming in. I like my threshold to be like that, just to begin with. It gets me to a level, right? I'll bring the threshold down. Do that. Now, when we play that, sounds a bit more in the mix, you know? It's making room for the kick. That's really important in this genre. Another thing which, you know, we don't have to do. We won't do this in this video. I'll save that for another video. Right, let's get on to making a bass line. I wanted this video to be short and sharp, so we'll get down here, we'll get Serum, load Serum into the other MIDI track here, start as a basic MIDI, start, you know, well, when you get into Serum, it's like, oh my god, everything's so confusing, and, you know, it can be. And especially with Serum 2, we've got a lot more functionality, right? So I would recommend using a preset. You can get presets off many different websites, many different places, and the presets just make your artistic side flow a lot easier because you can find what you're looking for a lot quicker and you can modify it. But let's work with a basic shape. I want to set our octaves to be down. Let's make this right. We can do many different things in Ableton now using Serum. We can get another I like that already. I don't know why. It's very easy. Let's go into effects. Let's chuck a bit of a reverb on that. Or reverb. And let's get a compressor on there. Nice. Delay. Perfect. I like that. So, now that we've got our baseline, and we've already got our key in place, we draw it, consolidate, scale. Now we've got a G. Go here, right? Want this to be it's really nice. I like that. Now we can be cheeky too. Nice, nice. Already sounding good, right? Okay. Now, let's. WA Production has this awesome VST here called Bass Shaper. Just listen to this. Listen to this play. Now, let's get. Feel this one. Oh. Too much. See? Dark depths. Perfect. Nice, nice. Sounding good, eh? So, now we've got that little groove going, we want to rename this sub bass. You'll see why. I want to duplicate this channel now. This one now mid bass. We want to grab from the audio effects, we want to grab an equalizer 8, and we want to slap that down on our sub bass. We also want to slap that down on our mid bass, our sub bass. We need to see here what frequencies we're running at. So 98.8 is our G going up to here. So we want to mute anything under 120, I reckon. Yep, 120. So drop this down on our, see here, it's cutting off everything above 120. Then where our mid basses, Grab this. Grab our low one. Choose cut off. Yeah. Choose everything above 120. Right? Because now everything. There's no low end in there now. If we play them together. Nice, nice. Sounding good. Right. Now let's group these tracks together. Control G groups them together. I want to rename our group to bassline groove. And I always love my bass lines being red. Sign all to red. Mid bass. So let's get our sub bass. We want to throw a compressor on our sub bass. We want to sidechain it to sidechain. Now, here. Now listen to this. Nice. Now, another thing we can do, right, is go to our kick. Throw an EQ on our kick. Let's see where our kick is. It should be in around 48. Yeah, 48 hertz. We'll go to our sub bass and we want to grab 48. We'll grab our 2. We'll go to 48 hertz. We just want to, we really want to tighten it, and we want to drop it down like that. Because now it's going to leave a little bit more room for our kick to shine through the mix. Perfect. Now, this one is perfect. No phasing issues with that. We also want to compress our mid bass, but not as much as our sub bass. You hear that? I hope so. Sometimes it all sounds like it's in your brain, but trust me, it's doing something, right? Alright, let's hear that with the groove now. Nice. That's as easy as it is, really, to get bassline moving with your drum. So we've learned a little bit about sidechain compression, learned a little bit on how to make like a simple bass sound using Serum. It was easy. Nice effects, bit of a delay. It's sounding good. I like it. This could do a bit more. Like, this can do with a lot of work. Like, we could be really fussy. Take everything out under 40. Drop this down to the fundamental of our kicks around this. Boost this up a bit. 2. Grab our 3. That down a bit, right? Wanna actually That's what that needs. Maybe a little bit more low end, not down so much. Beefing up that kick a wee bit, right? We can go a little bit more crazier. We can add a saturator on that. Go to medium curve. Put it underneath, sounding better. Nice. Then for our hi-hats, you know, we've got sounds a bit tinny. Needs some love. There's programs out there like FabFilter. There's many different VSTs and programs out there that can really get you shining, or you can simply just use Ableton stock plugins like Raw. That is a great new program. For instance, here, Audio Reacts, Raw. Yeah. We've got our perk metalizer, we've got our hats enhancer. So it's grouped together. This is what I wanted to show you. Control G. Now let's group those two sounds together, right? See, drum rack. Rename this hi-hats. Perfect. Now I can add our hats enhancer. Oh. Just liven them up a bit. Now I can turn down this whole channel. So much life. In the party, right? You can check the sound. Drum rack. It's -5. In a way. -5. Not adding really much to the overall noise. Just waking it up. Now, what we can do our whole drum rack. So we can drag drum bus. Still wakes it up, right? Like, drop this now by 0.8. I reckon. A healthy one. Number 6, -6 mark. Perfect. Now you can do anything with that. I really hope that you enjoyed our first video here at Sidechain Production. I know it's simple, I know it's basic, I know I've gone through everything. If you have any questions or queries, please send me a message, get back to me. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let's press play and play it out.